at one point, I had gained a little bit of weight. I was at 140, and I was having a problem performing on stage. I was like, no, we can't have this. I can't even move around on stage. Because, by the way, I was an entertainer, so I sang and rap or what have you. But yeah, I couldn't move around. So I had to figure out what's going on because I was eating too many carbs. I didn't recognize what carbs were at that time. I didn't know, what meats do and all. I was clueless, but I knew I was gaining weight and I had to figure out what was going on. So I came across what was called the Atkins diet. I think they call it the carnivore diet now. It's very similar to that, where you just only eat meat. And so let's understand that, people say, well, the meat make me fat because I be eating the chicken and the meat doesn't make you fat. And I can say that because I've been through it. All right, when I was gaining all that weight, what I turned around and started doing is said you eat all meats and you can eat some vegetables, some greens. Like I was eating broccoli, or at that time I would eat spinach or what have you. But you could eat meat and broccoli, or greens. And it didn't matter what kind of meat, because I was like, chicken, ribs, pork, bacon. I didn't care. Pig booty, pig toes, because I ate all that. I loved it. All right. Beef, I ate all of it. And it didn't matter if it was fried or broiled or boiled. It didn't matter. I'm eating it. It's meat. And so I lost a lot of weight, and I lost it quickly. All right. But there are other issues that come with meat. What happened was my blood pressure started to go up. I had, and it was interesting because my mother also had high blood pressure. I remember this was around the same time. My mother's legs would blow up, and she said, okay, well, I got to go to the hospital, find out what's going on. So she went to the hospital, and she found out she had high blood pressure. And I was like, I said, well, how long you have to take that medication? She said, for the rest of my life. I was like, well, no, that's not going to be me. I'm going to figure this out because I won't be taking no medication for the rest of my life. So I was eating at that time, like I said, a lot of meat. I was eating I love country ham. I'd be eating that, what's the name of that, Waffle House? I love me some country ham. So I decided that what I was going to do was to understand, now that I had gotten my weight down. I had lost a lot of weight, but now I'm having an issue with the blood pressure. So what ended up happening is I started doing this whole research on what meats do to the body. Okay. In my research, and this is what I found. Now, I had started on a spiritual journey and I didn't recognize it. I didn't know that I was going through a spiritual journey. But I say that because every time I would do some research on whatever, it didn't matter what it is, it would always lead me back to the Bible. Always. It was just like I could be researching on monetary policy and I ended up back at why is the Bible in it? What? Well, Genesis 1:33. I was like, what is this? Okay, I'm noticing as I'm researching on meats and what they do to the body, in particular pork, it leads me back to the Bible where it's talking about don't eat this and don't eat that. And so I started reading these laws, and it's talking about to eat foods with seeds and don't eat pork because it is unclean. Don't eat shrimp because it is unclean. And I'm like, well, I don't like what that's saying because I like pork. I like bacon. And so I wasn't planning on using any of that information because I'm like, look, I like what I like. That's good. Okay, Bible, that's great. So, and no, I wasn't into religion, and I've never been religious, and I wasn't trying to listen to what this said over here because I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna eat my pork. But what I started doing is I bought this machine so that I can start measuring my blood pressure, because actually I used to go all the time. I go into Kroger, some of y'all in the grocery store, and I test my blood pressure on the little blood pressure monitor or what have you, and just to see, and I could see it building. So this is what happened. I remember I was checking my blood pressure one day, and it was okay. You are okay. You almost pre-hypertension. I'm starting to get aggravated. I'm anxious because I'm like, I want to get my health right. I got my weight right, and then, now I got this blood pressure thing. So then I go to one of my favorite places, Waffle House. Used to be. I don't eat there anymore. But, and I got a country ham. Ate the country ham, and then I checked my blood pressure the next day, and it was sky high. It was in the red. And then I recognized what it was. And so anytime I would, I was checking constantly. Anytime I'd eat meat, I'd check my blood pressure and see what it is that's causing it. If I go out and eat some shrimp, I'm checking my blood. This is why they tell you to keep a diary, so that you can be aware of how, once again, as I said from the beginning, how your body reacts to certain foods. Because everybody's body is going to be different. All right. So this is why when you keep your diary and you're being cognizant of, okay, well, this day my blood pressure was high, and this day my blood pressure was lower. What did I eat? This is why you keep that diary. Okay. So what I started to find is pork and shrimp caused me to have high blood pressure. And I had to go back to the Bible. And I go, well, how do they know? How they know?